Alright, so for this video we're going to be running through a monaural open first fit of a hearing aid, and in this first step here what I've done is just plotted the hearing loss onto the audiogram here. So we have the pure tones for both ears as well as the bone conduction results, along with the UCL results at the bottom of the screen there. And after we're done, we can normally just hit that check mark at the bottom, and that'll bring us over to our next step. Alright, so now that we reached our speech mapping screen, we have our audio, or hearing loss rather, plotted on the speech mapping screen and the LTAS labeled there. And we can move on to our audiometry. We see in the top right we have the open fit selected, which is perfect, so we can go ahead and press audiometry. Now that we're here, we have to ensure that our targets match in the fitting software along as on the VeriFit. So here we have NAL selected, and we make sure that in the fitting software NAL was selected as well. You have to make sure the age of the user is set, so in this case an adult, as well as the transducer and everything else. In this case we are doing a monaural fit, so we'd select no for binaural. And now moving on to the fitting software. As mentioned before, we want to make sure our fitting rationale matches in the fitting software and in the VeriFit. So here we have selected NAL2. And then in the next screen, we're going to move on to the adaptation manager. And here what we're doing is we're setting the experience level for the patient. You want to tailor it specifically to each patient, but here we are going to set it to experience, so they get that full amount of gain. And for fine-tuning, we also want to make sure that we are always on in-situ output rather than insertion gain. So now you're safe to put the hearing aid into the patient's ear as we are beginning testing. And what you want to make sure you do is go to the fitting software and set your dome to open as we are doing an open fit. We now begin testing and playing the carrot passage after equalizing the hearing aid while it's muted. After unmuting the hearing aid, that is when we play the carrot passage, and this green line here represents soft sound, which was played at 50 decibels. Here, as you can see, we've matched to target quite well. However, there is a little bit of runoff in those high frequencies at the end. The purple line on the speech map screen represents average speech, which was played at 65 decibels. And again, we have a pretty good fit to target, considering it is an open fit, and normally it is hard to reach those low frequencies. But once again, there is a little bit of runoff in those high frequencies at the 6 to 8K mark. On this last screen here, we have the aided LTAS being represented by that shaded purple area, and it's showing how much improvement we are getting with the hearing aids in. And as you can see on the right hand side of the screen, the difference in the SII, which is also showing us that there is that improvement. On a side note, the patient was instructed off of camera to remain still in front of the VeriFit and try not to speak, just to make sure that the best test results come out for them.